Two babies were put down to sleep the exact same way, in the exact same kind of room, by parents who loved them exactly the same amount. One of them grew into a toddler who slept through the night by 10 months. The other woke up every 2 hours until she was almost 3, and her parents never figured out why. The difference wasn't the crib, the swaddle, or the white noise machine. It was 6 small habits happening after lights out that almost nobody talks about. There's a term researchers use for this: sleep fragmentation. It's not about whether a baby falls asleep. It's about whether their brain can stay in deep sleep once they get there. And it turns out most disruptions aren't dramatic. They're quiet, they're accidental, and parents usually don't even notice they're doing them. Stay until number 6, because it's the one almost every parent does without realizing it's the biggest one. Number 1. Rushing in at the very first sound. Picture this. It's 1 a.m. Your baby lets out one small whimper, and you're at the crib in under 10 seconds. Dr. Avi Sadeh at Tel Aviv University tracked infant sleep using movement monitors called actigraphy and found that babies naturally cycle through lighter sleep stages every 45 to 60 minutes, making small noises that aren't actually wake-ups at all. When a parent responds instantly to every sound, the baby never gets the chance to self-settle back into deep sleep. This isn't about ignoring your baby. It's about learning the difference between a real cry and a sleep noise. And that takes practice, not perfection. Number 2, a bedroom that's too warm. Parents often keep the nursery cozy because it feels nurturing. But Harvard's Center on the Developing Child has documented how infant sleep architecture is extremely sensitive to core body temperature, and a room that's even a few degrees too warm can shorten the amount of time a baby spends in deep, restorative sleep without ever fully waking them. You'd never know it was happening. There's no dramatic cry, just a baby who never quite drops into the deepest stage. This isn't a failure on your part. It's just a variable nobody hands you a manual for. Number 3, inconsistent wind-down timing. Dr. Jodi Mindell, one of the most cited infant sleep researchers in the world, studied thousands of families and found that babies whose pre-sleep routine started at wildly different times each night had measurably more night wakings than babies with a predictable, even 10-minute wind-down window. The mechanism is simple. A baby's brain uses the routine itself as a cue, releasing melatonin in anticipation. When that cue shifts every night, the signal gets weaker. If your evenings are chaotic some nights and calm others, that's not you failing at parenting, that's just real life with a baby. Number 4, checking on the baby with a bright phone screen or overhead light. This one is sneaky. A parent tiptoes in to peek, phone flashlight in hand, just to make sure everything's okay. Dr. Nathan Fox at the University of Maryland, whose research focuses on how infant brains respond to sensory input during early development, has shown just how reactive a baby's still-forming visual system is to light exposure, even brief exposure, during sleep cycles. A 2-second flash can be enough to nudge a baby out of deep sleep and into a lighter stage that's easier to wake from. You're not doing anything wrong by checking on your baby. You just might want to trade the phone light for a dim red nightlight. Number 5, talking or making eye contact during night wakings. This one feels almost impossible not to do because it's instinct. Your baby stirs, and you whisper, you make a soft face, you engage. Dr. Edward Tronick's decades of research on infant social responsiveness, including his famous still face studies, showed just how powerfully wired babies are to engage the moment they sense a parent's attention. At 1 a.m., that's the opposite of what helps them drift back down. The fix isn't withholding love. It's saving the warmth and the eye contact for daytime and keeping night interactions boring on purpose. Number 6, and this is the big one, feeding to fully asleep every single time. It feels like the gentlest thing in the world, rocking or nursing a baby until their eyes close completely. Dr. Jodi Mindell's research also found this is the single most common habit linked to frequent night wakings because the baby's brain never practices the skill of falling asleep independently. So when they naturally stir between sleep cycles, which every human does, they can't get back down without the exact same conditions that got them there the first time. This doesn't mean feeding to sleep sometimes is harmful. One soft night doesn't undo anything. It's about what happens most of the time, not what happens occasionally. So what actually helps? It comes down to 3 simple moves. First, create a light and sound seal. That means blackout curtains and consistent white noise, so the environment itself doesn't produce new wake-up triggers. Second, build a short, repeatable wind-down. Even 5 minutes of the same 3 steps, dim lights, a quiet song, into the crib, teaches the brain the sleep cue is coming. Third, put your baby down, drowsy but still awake, even just once a day to start. That single moment of drifting off without help is where independent sleep skills are actually built. That's it. 3 moves, done consistently, matter more than any product on the market. And that's worth sitting with, because there are entire industries built around infant sleep. White noise machines that promise scientific soundscapes, sleep tracking apps with graphs and algorithms, subscription programs claiming to guarantee results in 2 weeks. None of them can actually watch your baby's individual cues and adjust in real time the way you can. An app cannot notice that tonight, specifically, your baby needs 5 extra minutes of stillness before the light goes off. Only you, present in the room, can read that moment and respond to it. Here's what all 6 of these habits have in common. None of them make you a bad parent for doing them. Most loving, attentive parents do at least 3 or 4 of these without ever knowing. This isn't a list of mistakes. It's a list of invisible variables, and now they're visible to you. Go back to those 2 babies from the beginning. The difference was never love. It was never effort. It was a handful of quiet nighttime habits that either supported deep sleep or quietly interrupted it. And now you know what those habits are. Years from now, your child won't remember which nights were hard. But somewhere in them is the imprint of a parent who kept showing up in a dark room at 2 a.m. trying. That's not nothing. That's not waiting to matter someday. That is already the whole thing. If this changed how you think about your baby's nights, consider subscribing. We post new videos on infant development every week. If it helped, a like goes a long way. See you in the next one. This channel is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical or psychological advice. Always consult a qualified professional regarding your child's development.